Hello all of you. Today I explain Snowflake architecture and basic introduction of Snowflake. This is my first video tutorial in Snowflake. Actually, I loaded video clips, uh, but not edit my audio. That's why my one of the friend say why you are not edit your audio because we can't understand in a clear way to understand in a clear way. Uh, that's why I edit my audio also to explain the snowflake. So, before starting the Snowflake, you have to understand what is cloud. Cloud is the availability of computer system resources, especially a data storage and computing power, without direct active management by the user. Actually, uh, cloud is a platform where you can deploy the applications, manage the database, and many also have a lot of services to for deploying the applications, manage the applications, and migrate the applications, and have a database storage, ETL jobs, machine learning. These are the all all these things are in single cloud. That's why cloud is a good platform for working for working in for working and deploying the applications. Uh, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. These are the examples uh, of cloud management. Uh, so in the next session, I explain Snowflake. Snowflake Snowflake is a advanced data platform provided as a software as a service. It means that before I explain the Snowflake, I explain what is software as a service and platform as a service. Software as a service is a cloud hosted application software. Means that it is an application where we can it is an application which is running in a cloud platform. Snowflake, Salesforce, and PayPal. These are the applications which are cloud hosted applications. Now, platform as a service. Platform as a service is on demand access to a compute ready to use cloud hosted platform for hosting, running, maintaining, and managing applications. Uh, it is simply say that it is a cloud based platform. AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. These are the platform as a service where we can host the applications, running the applications, maintaining the application, and manage the applications. So, uh, Snowflake is a software as a service platform. So, Snowflake is not built on any existing database technology like Hadoop and Spark. Snowflake, it is a new features. It is complete with new features and a good way to use the SQL query in a new from the traditional view to a new features. So it is a web-based applications. Uh, so in the next session, why we use the Snowflake? Uh, what are the new features in a Snowflake, and and why it is different from relational databases? So I compared Snowflake with the SQL Server. The rapid increase in the data in today life, the data is increases day by day. For example, uh, Netflix, YouTube, Hotstar, and and Prime Video, Amazon Prime Video. These are the examples where where the data is increases day by day because new movies are loaded in daily. And for YouTube, almost d- uh, more than lakhs of videos are loaded in a YouTube in daily basis. So we can't manage in relation databases like SQL Server. That's why we can use the Snowflake. In SQL Server, we have to manage the database backup, encryption, and database table partitioning. These are the things we are manage in SQL Server uh, because or these things are very complex. So, but that's why this is also a big issue in SQL Server or in relational database. But in Snowflake, assure that data security, backup in case of failure, and storage data in micro partitions. I explained micro partition in later way, but it is a Snowflake is good because all these things are automated, and we developer have not worry about how to create a backup, how to store the data, and how to secure the data. In SQL Server, we have to aware of SQL Server versions and switch to the new version if it is a requirement. Actually, every year a new version is come. Nowadays, SQL Server 2022 uh, has been launched. So if a new version is come, then new features are added. So we are wait so we can, but it is not a easy task to move the data from a older version to a newer version. That's why it is also a big challenge in SQL Server. But in Snowflake is a web-based application. It is automatically updated by the Snowflake company, so it is a good feature of Snowflake. Before starting the Snowflake architecture, I I explained how to create a free tier account in a Snowflake. So first I log in. First I'll go to the snowflake.com website, and in snowflake.com website we click on start for free. This window is come. Start your 30 days free trial. Gain immediate access to the data load. Enable your most critical data workload. Scale instantly, elasticity, and nearly infinitely across public clouds. Snowflake is HIPAA, PCI DSS, the SOC 1 and SOC 2 type 2 compliant and FedRAMP authorized. So you these are the features of Snowflake. So you have to insert your first name, last name, email ID, company, and the role, and the country of origin. So you have to create a continue after filling these things, and then your confirmation, your email, one mail is come in your email ID for the confirmation your Snowflake account is created. So you have to click on this link and create your own password for accessing the Snowflake. Also, one more thing, when you create a Snowflake account, you have to have a choices to which cloud you have to use, AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud. So you have to select one of them to create a Snowflake account. So in a next thing, uh, so Snowflake database architecture. Snowflake is a hybrid of traditional CRDX and shared nothing architecture. Snowflake follows the CRDX or CRDX and shared nothing architecture. CRDX, then one question come in your mind: what is CRDX? CRDX is a distributed computing architecture in which nodes share the same disk, but each node has its own private memory. It means that if you have a first I explain what is node is a computing machine where we can perform the tasks or processing the or query processing. Uh, so say we can have multiple nodes which share the same disk, but each node has its own private memory. Second, share nothing. Share nothing is a distributed computing architecture that consists of multiple separate nodes that don't share the resources. We have multiple nodes, but these nodes are not share the resources. They are individually working. These things, these are the difference between the shared disk and share nothing. So Snowflake process the query using a massive parallel processing where each node in the cluster stored the portion of the entire data set locally. So it means that when you perform the tasks in a Snowflake, uh, so cluster is a group of nodes where each node uh, to perform the operations for the entire uh, for the portion of the data. So and after it is scaled out in a shared nothing for a shared nothing distributed architecture. So when so this is the way of database architecture of Snowflake. It is a hybrid of shared disk and shared nothing architecture, and it perform. I already explained what is shared disk and shared nothing. Snowflake is a massive parallel processing where each node in the cluster store a portion of the entire data set and perform the task. So Snowflake architecture is divided into three layers: data storage, query processing, and cloud services. Database storage, it means that where the data is stored. Query processing, where multiple warehouses uh, are there. Actually, when you create uh, a show you. So this is my Snowflake account. So I logging by username and password. So my account is logging in this way. Uh, It is a virtual Snowflake provided a virtual warehouse where we can create your own warehouse according to the requirements. Whether you have to create a extra large, extra small, small, medium, large, extra large, two times large, three times large, four times large, five times large, and six times large. It it depends on the requirement, and also when you select the warehouse you have also check the credits of warehouse per hour, because we also manage the requirement and the costing of the warehouse. So number of warehouses you needed, maximum number of sorry maximum number of clusters you have to need, where maximum clusters, minimum clusters, scaling whether you need a standard or economy or auto suspend when the warehouse is suspended. So it in summarized way, I explain a warehouse where we have to perform the query, we perform the DML operations, DDL operations, DCL operations. These are the operations are performed in virtual warehouse. So it depends. It is an easy way to create a warehouse in a Snowflake. But as we compared in a Hadoop, in Hadoop we create a cluster, and we can create a cluster and number of nodes required in a cluster. These are the tasks are performed in Hadoop, which is very much complex as compared to Snowflake. So next thing is cloud services. Cloud services. These are the cloud services. Uh, Means that Snowflake provide three cloud-based cloud services: AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. So these are the services provided by the cloud. Authentication and access control means that when you are logging in a Snowflake account, you have to create a authenticator. uh, so Create authentications, so it makes the your account is secure way. So and next thing is infrastructure manager. Infrastructure manager means that you it manage your virtual warehouse. Optimizer means that your table data is more concise way and easy to access, is managed by the optimizer. Metadata manager means that it store the file version, file name, and related properties. These things are managed by metadata manager. Security. Snowflake support AES 256 security. So it is more very much secure management in a Snowflake. So it is these things are come in cloud services. So this is my first tutorial to explain the what is a Snowflake and what are the benefits, why it is different from relational database, and why we can use the Snowflake, and also explain the Snowflake architecture. It have a three layers: database storage, query processing, and cloud services. Also, you have to understand what is SaaS and what is PaaS, software as a service or platform as a service. uh, so these are the points I explain in this tutorial. So you have to read the to understand these things. In the next tutorial I explain another features of Snowflake and live scenarios how to work in Snowflake. So I also explain it is it is Snowflake is very easy to work. Like for example, it is also support a SQL query. Uh, so if you are working in a relation database like SQL Server, MySQL, or Oracle, so you can also work in Snowflake also, because it support SQL query. So for example, we have is simply write a SQL query: Snowflake sample data dot file. No, I select the database in simply way. Select the database name, select the schema, and then I select one of the table like a customer. select, I write a customer, select start from customer. It given out the data. So it is easy way to work in Snowflake. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your support. I will load it a next video very soon.